Hey guys, this video is over hurricanes and tornadoes. Make sure you take your notes. So, hurricanes. Hurricanes are storms that form over tropical waters. The hurricanes that affect the eastern coast of the United States form off the western coast of Africa where the water is warm, the air is humid, and the winds converge. So, if you remember, the equator runs right through here. Okay, so most of our hurricanes form right here where the equator is in Africa. And due to the easterly winds that come through here, they are carried our direction. If you remember when we talked about winds, that's what zone this is. They start out as a group of storms that begin to rotate when they meet converging winds. So we have cold, unstable air and warm, humid air. Okay, remember that warm air is going to rise and that cold air is going to sink. These storms create violent seas that send more moisture into the air. The water vapor rises and helps the wind increase in speed. If the storm holds itself together for 24 hours, we call it a tropical disturbance. Tropical depressions are cyclone areas of low pressure that develop over tropical waters. We call them depressions if their wind speeds are more than 25 miles an hour, but less than 38 miles an hour. A tropical disturbance becomes a tropical depression if it lasts for more than 24 hours, so for more than one day. Tropical storms come from a depression when the winds rise above 38 miles an hour. The winds have to be between 39 and 73 miles an hour. Hurricanes is when a tropical storm winds exceed 73 miles per hour. Okay, you will see this very cyclone circular pattern. It'll have an eye in the middle and it'll be very well developed for it to become a hurricane. There are 5 different categories based on wind speeds. Category 1 being the mildest of hurricanes with 74 to 95 mile an hour wind speeds. Category 2 is between 96 and 110. Category 3 is between 111 and 130. Category 4 is 131 to 155. And Category 5 is anything above 156. So here are some facts. Hurricanes can be very big, even as big as the state of Ohio, and they can be seen from outer space. The entire formation and life of a hurricane takes days or weeks. Because hurricanes seldom travel in straight paths, meteorologists can predict several paths. They usually lose power when they travel over land because the water is what keeps them going. They need humid water, and as soon as that's not being fed into them, they're going to lose their power. They destroy beaches, buildings, and vegetation. They bring strong winds, heavy rain, storm surges, flooding, and tornadoes. We all lived through Ike, so we all remember what he was like. So you guys have some idea of what hurricanes are. To protect ourselves from them, we watch the weather. We board up all of our doors and our windows. We have bottled water and food and batteries, medicine, important documents. We take our valuables for insurance, and we definitely take care of our pets. You guys remember this. Here's a picture of Hurricane Isabel when she was coming into land. Hurricanes do make for very, very pretty pictures. Tornadoes are a little bit different, though similar in many ways. Here is an actual hurricane, but it's got a tornado coming off of it. Other names for hurricanes, it comes from the Spanish word tornada, which means thunderstorm. They're called twisters, dust devils, whirlwinds, waterspouts, and cyclones. These form during severe thunderstorms. The winds are moving in different directions and at different speeds at different heights. This difference in wind direction and wind speed is called a wind shear. A strong uplift will tilt the wind shear and produce a rotation inside a tornado, and a funnel cloud will appear. So here you have the wind coming in this direction, and then this one, and then this one. So you see how at different levels they're pointing different directions. So it will make a rotation like this that will form that funnel cloud. They're usually between 400 and 500 feet wide, and they have winds at about 100 miles an hour. They only usually last a few minutes for one place. Some monster tornadoes are a mile wide and have winds up to 300 miles per hour, can last an hour or more, and travel 200 miles. Tornadoes most often occur in the spring, whereas hurricanes mostly occur in the fall. Most hurricanes in the U.S. occur during Tornado Alley, which runs from Texas to Illinois. There's a picture of Tornado Alley. Tornadoes have been known, though, to travel all the way in this direction. So they'll come like from Tornado Alley and come all the way in this kind of southeasterly or easterly direction. And remember that it's the westerlies that are pulling them this. Our major wind pattern is what pushes them in this direction. So, did Dorothy from The Wizard of Oz live in Tornado Alley? Alright, so the Fujita-Pearson Tornado Intensity Scale, or the F scale, ranks our tornadoes. They're ranked the same way as hurricanes, but their numbers are different. An F0 is from 40 to 72 miles an hour. An F1 is from 73 to 112. An F2 is from 113 to 157. An F3 is from 158 to 206. F4s are 207 to 260. And an F5 is anything greater with 261. So if you notice, this scale starts actually below the hurricane scale. And then from F1 to F3 is where all of our hurricanes are, whereas anything above an F3 has stronger winds than a hurricane. If you happen to have a tornado coming, you want to go to a basement or the innermost room in your house. You want to avoid all rooms with windows. Bathrooms are the best place. You want to crouch down with your arms above your head or get in your bathtub. If you're outside, you want to lie in a ditch or get under a bridge because they won't dip down in ditches. They'll go right across the top of them. If you live in an area with a frequency of tornadoes, you definitely want to listen to forecasts. That's not usually an issue here, though. So, quick review. Which is larger, a hurricane or a tornado? Which moves faster, a hurricane or a tornado? Which is longer, a hurricane or a tornado? Where do hurricanes form? Where do tornadoes form? What do we call the area of the United States that has a high occurrence of tornadoes? How long do tornadoes last? How long do hurricanes last? Name 2 precautions in the event of a tornado. And name 2 precautions in the event of a hurricane. All right, so have a good evening, and I'll see you all in class.